I'm Eric Rokeach. I'm here with Chandra Boyle, and she is an amazing client at Smithtown Pilates, and she's been working with Amy Hirsch now for a little while. She's seen some good results, and she's had some really great experiences, and she's here to talk about her experience and everything else in between. So, Chandra, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come on, share your story. I really do want to thank you for coming in and doing that.
You're welcome, Eric.
All right, so let's set the stage. I'm curious to know what it was that led you to start, I guess, training with her. Like, what were you trying to achieve? Was there struggles or things that you were trying to overcome? What was that?
Eric, the last 18 years I've spent, bringing my kids up and kind of put myself aside. And I wasn't feeling great, no energy, just running around on empty, basically, no energy, very tired, extremely tired. Couldn't get myself going in the mornings, and I work, full-time job. So I decided one day I just woke up and I said, I don't want to feel like this. I just want to get up. I want to be able to feel like I slept and go about my day. And I started looking for programs that could accommodate times that I needed. I came across Amy and decided to give her a call. I called her and I scheduled, like, for the next day at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was going on my way to Amy. I got into a fender bender and I had to cancel. And we scheduled for, I don't know, a couple of days later. And I went and I just loved her warmth and how she was not judgmental on anything I was saying to her about myself and what I wanted to do. My goal was to kind of like get myself back together, just basically gain more energy, obviously losing weight, because the weight was a big concern for me. I was always very thin, and all of a sudden I just gained a lot of weight, and I want to get back to myself.
Okay, and so I'm guessing you talked about 18 years, right? Putting others in front of you. Over time, the frustration just led to all of this, and you said you just woke up. There was no specific moment or something that happened. It was just you woke up and you're like, all right, it's time to make a change.
Yeah, nothing specific. I mean,
Okay.
I was diagnosed with RA, which is very stressful on your body.
Yes.
And I was also diagnosed with a brain tumor, a non-malignant brain tumor. So at that point, I just wanted to kind of like work on me so that I give my kids and their kids a future to, that I get to know my kids' kids at some point.
Absolutely. Now, what was it? You talked about how you felt very comfortable when you first met Amy. I'm curious to know, like, there's a lot of options, right? There's a lot of places you could go or look for. What was it about this initially that drew you to her that you said, okay, I think she's going to be the right one?
I like that it was, she had a small studio. I like that being in a small studio, she's able to give you one-on-one attention. Her class sizes are small. I prefer that. I prefer not going to a gym and feeling lost because I'm not the most coordinated person in the world. So having that one-on-one attention and having her being able to guide me is what drew me into her.
Okay, so you get there, and you like you said, you initially met. You didn't feel judged. You felt warm. Right. It was comfortable right off the bat.
Yes.
Okay. And now as you go through and you start working with her, does that continue? Do you continue to feel that throughout the whole process and in the amount of time you've been working there?
Yes, absolutely. She gives everyone personal attention. She'll point out what you're doing wrong. She'll try to correct what you're doing so that you are getting to where you need to be. The first thing that she made me do was to write down some goals for myself. And she said to me, put this in a visible place. She didn't want to see my goals. She wanted me to write the goals for myself so that I could see them in a visible place. And, to make it minimal so that it's something that's achievable. So you would write your goals, and I looked at those every morning getting up, and that's what motivated me to go there every time I was scheduled to go.
How long have you been going there for, would you say?
I've been going for the last 6 months.
Okay. So you going through, you talked about it's very personalized. Obviously, there's an element of all this. I'm curious to know that with this and the personalization, does it almost feel like it's, I don't know if this is the right phrase, like a second home, or is there like a family type of feeling or atmosphere with it?
It is a family type of feeling, because you go and usually at the set times you're almost with the same people,
Hmm.
so you feel like you're part of a group of a family that you're. So I go at 5:30 in the morning only because I'm an early bird, and I go with basically the same people every day.
Hmm.
Every time I go 3 times a week. Um, but it feels that it's a family setting, and we're all striving for that same goal. Most people want to lose weight. Um, so, Amy works with us
Hmm.
and she challenges us. She doesn't just, go through her routine. She challenges each one of us based on our own strengths.
Okay. And now let's say someone goes in and they may not be able to do a certain exercise. Are things modified so that they can be able to do it, so that like if anybody at any level can kind of come in?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like I
And
said, I have RA, so
yeah.
my joints are pretty bad, and some days I'm really, really bad, but I still get up and go, and she will modify the exercise for me.
Mm, okay. And was this kind of what you were hoping for when you were looking for a place?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was the perfect match for me. Um, it was exactly what I wanted.
Interesting. And I think it's kind of funny too that you had a little obstacle, literally at a fender bender, before this happened, kind of like probably asking you, is this really what you want to do? And now you got
Yes, I
there,
know.
and
I was on my way, and someone hit me, and I felt horrible, having to pull over with this lady, and she didn't want to go through insurance and everything. But,
right, right.
um, but yeah, it was just,
It's
yeah, that
funny.
was funny.
It's funny how things work out, right? So you come here, you find
Yep.
this place. Now, it's obviously there's something that you're very happy in being a part of, and it sounds like not only is there support structure from Amy, but it sounds like the others there as well. Since you talk about it as a family, that they're supportive of each other too.
Oh yes, absolutely. And everyone worked to their own abilities, um, and I've seen a lot of results
Hmm.
for myself.
Okay, well, let's talk about those results. So, just give me some, just share those. What happened since the time that you've been going there?
I've lost 14 pounds since I've been there. I've lost a lot of inches. My clothes are fitting so much better. Um, I haven't actually gone out and bought new clothes as of yet, but it just feels good, like when you put something on and it's basically falling off of you,
Hmm.
and that in itself is a good feeling. Um, I've lost a lot of inches. I've gained a lot of energy. I'm not the most energetic person, but I've gained and I feel so much better. I'm sleeping better
Mm.
because that used to be one of my biggest problems, was that I couldn't sleep. I'm sleeping better. I'm an early riser. So 5 to 6 hours of solid sleep for me is good, and that's a lot more than I was getting.
Okay. Now you have rheumatoid arthritis. Have you
Yes.
noticed? Has there been any benefits along those lines? Have things been better on that? The same? What have you noticed there?
Um, while I do still get flare ups,
Hmm.
my joints aren't as stiff for as a long period in the morning. Usually, it would take me a good hour and a half to 2 hours to just feel where I can function. Now, getting up and having to go to my class, I'm feeling much better. So when I come home and I get dressed for work, I feel so much better.
Okay. And have you noticed too? Or you talked about the energy levels, but have you noticed stress levels? Any decrease in those, or emotionally able to handle things? Like, is it easier to kind of get through a day if it's a tough day?
Oh yes, I've noticed that, and she had suggested some supplements that she was taking that I started to take, And we were just saying, like, I said I was going to have a cup of coffee. I used to have between 36 to 40 ounces of coffee before 10 a.m.
Mm.
Now I'm barely having 8 ounces of coffee in the morning. And my energy levels are up. It's not that I'm craving the coffee. I just
Mm.
like to have a cup of coffee in the morning. It's just a habit. But I'm not craving where I needed that big jug of coffee to get me through my morning.
Okay. So it sounds like there's a mindset shift in there as well, like something that shifted internally where you're starting to view things differently along terms of not just health, but taking care of yourself in every manner.
Oh, absolutely. And Eric, one of the good things that Amy did the first time, within the first week that I was there, was she sent me that book, Mindset.
Hmm.
Now I had that book on my Kindle, but and I would read it, but having the physical book just made a big difference. It was a gift from Amy
Mm.
that she
And I,
sent me.
and I'm sure probably finally going through and looking at it, you've realized a lot of
Yes.
different things and you're looking at things
Hmm.
differently.
Yes, she also tries to incorporate a lot of different things within her routine.
Hmm.
For example, she has a woman who comes in and does a meditation with the group on a
Okay.
Sunday morning. Now, it's a great meditation is always good.
Hmm.
Um, and for someone whose mind is always racing, having that little bit of downtime kind of gives you the time to kind of like reflect and um, and kind of renew what you're doing. I
Yeah.
mean, having that mindset that everything's got to go together um, really helps. And I think that she goes beyond just a Pilates class to help you, to
Wow.
help her clients.
Would you go as far to say that this has been life changing for you?
Oh, absolutely. It absolutely has been life changing for me. I'm actually calmer, and I actually meditate on my own every night, even if it's for 5 minutes by myself. I do it just to calm myself down and make sure that all of this is helping me
Mm.
gain sleep, because sleep is very important.
Yep. Absolutely.
And sleep, along with exercise, you will lose weight.
So it sounds like of 18 years of putting others first, it sounds like you finally come to full circle and made a major transformation in just almost all parts of your life, and now you're fully putting yourself first.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I'm
How
not
did,
forgetting my family,
no,
but I
of
am
course, but you've
I
got to
am
take care of
putting
yourself
myself.
first before you can
Yes.
really do that.
Hmm.
How does that make you feel, knowing that you've made basically life changing decisions and transformed your life to this point?
Oh my gosh. I would say anyone who's out there that feels the guilt of like, oh my gosh, I can't leave my kids, or I have to put my kids first. You
Hmm.
always will do things for them, and you know what? My kids are older now; they're teenagers, but um, it works. You have to. It's almost like you're on an airplane that's going down, and they always tell you you have to put your mask on before you put the mask off your child. And that's how I feel. It's like you have to take care. I have to take care of me to be able to take care of my family.
Yes. Okay. And since this has been a life changing experience for you, let's say at this point right now, Amy's literally closing up shop, closing the place down, turning off her phone or email and text messaging, and this is the last time that you could ever speak to her. Knowing it's the last time, what would you want to say?
I would want to say thank you, Amy, because she's given me tools to carry on, to even do it on my own. That I can do her routines. I can for changing my mindset, basically, for opening my eyes to see that really you need to put yourself first to in order to help others.
Okay. And last question I have is, let's say there's someone who's thinking about working with her, but they're still on the fence. Like they hear your story and they're like, this is great, but they're still kind of on the fence. What would you want to tell them to basically just push them off the fence and let them know this might be a good option for them?
I would like to say that Amy is super. She's super. I mean, I can't tell you anything bad about Amy as far as she works with you, and she wants you to put in the time, and you have to put in that time for yourself. And she'll nudge you, she'll text you, she'll call you. She's always putting tips out on Facebook for people. She's always doing some sort of challenge.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you to do this, but she is there to help you.
Mm-hmm. And you would recommend it?
Absolutely. I would absolutely recommend her.
Well, Chandra, I think it's been amazing in just 6 months to hear the shifts that you made, the results that you've seen, and not just the physical side, but the emotional, mental side. And I just want to thank you for coming on today, sharing that story, and I want to wish you the best of luck moving forward.
Thank you, Eric. Thanks for reaching out to me.
All right, you take care.
Bye-bye.